What's going on today, guys? Today I have 3 TWSs to show you. I'm going to run through the specs real quick. I don't know if I'm going to make a video for every single one just because that's a lot of playthroughs that are going to probably be mostly the same. As the quality control person for TW Smith, I really wanted to show just the things that I get to try out because in the past I haven't videoed many of them. One of the recurring things on this channel that I'm going to be doing is just my first impressions on guitars and trying them out. For this video, probably going to take one out of these 3 and make a playthrough of it. These are the 3 that have been brought to me. I'll riff around a little bit on it as well, but not going to do like a full-blown like tone dialing and whatnot with it. But let's take this first one. I've already done this video once before and I realized that the camera looked like so let's take this 6-string Apex as the first one. All right, so this first one that we have here is this beautiful Magenta burst. Pretty simple, 2 humbuckers, 3-way split. This is a coil split, so you can make either of these be single coils at any given moment. Let me run through the actual spec sheet. So we've got this Quilted Maple top. We have an African Mahogany body. We've got a 7-piece neck that is Wenge, Purple Heart, and Maple. This really awesome pale Moon Ebony fretboard, which generally I'm not a big fan of. I think it looks too busy, but there's something about, I think, the light color of this guitar that the pale Moon Ebony pops really well for me. Oh, and up top, it's just like real pastel looking. I love this thing. Color on this is so cool. Oof, and you tilt it to certain lights and it's a lot more purple on the edges. The burst on this is just like super subtle, but awesome. 27-inch scale, and right now it is in drop A. I know that because I've already done this thing, but like I said, redoing it. 24 stainless steel frets. We've got a Seymour Duncan Nazgul Sentient pickup set, which I love. Got Luminlay side dots, which if I were to shut this big light off next to me and no other lights were on in the room, these would be charged up and you'd see little glow-in-the-dark dots on the side, which are pretty crucial. They've saved my life in the touring situation before, where it's a dark stage and you've got that clean passage where you're the only guitar player up there playing it and you're very vulnerable when you don't have any fret markers and it's pitch black. That little bit of light that can emit back at you is so helpful. And then other than that, Hipshot locking tuners and Hipshot bridge. 3-way toggle selector, 1 volume that is also push-pull, as I've mentioned. That's pretty much it for this thing. This thing is super simple, but man, it is just so beautiful. If you look near the pickups, it's like the finish is so nice and thin, and then it goes out of this real saturated purple. This is a finish that I wish I had in my collection. All right, I'm gonna plug this thing in and riff around a little bit. I've already played it before, so I kind of know what I'm getting into, but this thing crushes. Right now, the signal chain is literally just guitar. I don't even have an overdrive block on my quad cortex. It's just the neural capture of one of the 5150s, I don't remember the exact number, into a Mesa, I think it's the 2001 amp setting, cab setting on there. Literally just amp block, cab block, out to Logic with no other EQ on. Definitely notice, I'll put the camera audio on there, but this thing is loud as shit. So If this was my guitar, I'd be throwing some foam back here. You never really see companies talk about that, but I think it's important to recognize that if you want the best sounding guitar, you might have to make a little modification just to make it function as clean as possible. Like, I always had foam underneath my strings. I think if you're playing tight, high gain metal with a guitar this resonant, you're gonna need something there. Like, totally different just by so a little bit of that going on. I don't even have a gate running, I don't think. Maybe an input gate a little bit. All right, check out this clean sound a little bit. This is a Roland jazz chorus that we've got. I think if I had adjusted this pickup a little bit higher, you'd get a better idea of the coils, but I don't want to do too much to this. That's personal preference. I'm not going to go start setting this thing up exactly how I would want it because it's 90% there, but little things like that, I'm not going to change too much, especially because, like I said before, Nazgul Sentients don't split very well. There's a lot of different, the gain between the split and the non-split isn't the best, but that's not anything wrong with that. I actually kind of like that, especially if it's something where you have different patches for clean and dirty, like make a clean sound for the split version that's just bumped up in volume a little bit, and then bring it down when you've got metal sound or just a kind of like different gain stages too. Play like. Alright guys, so that was my first playthrough, first impressions of this beautiful TW Smith Apex model. Not totally sure how much the light is and isn't catching on this. I'll put some stills and close-ups of the actual guitars itself, but man, this thing is beautiful. So whoever this is going to really, really enjoy this thing. This is TMS approved. Alright, thanks guys.